Good day, my name is Chidozie and I'm going to give you insight on the B2B magazine, Vogue. To do this, I'll be making the following points: giving a brief history, the business model, the audience, the editors and how they understand their audience, things to be promoted, the use of social media for brand promotion, and takeaways. Within the world of fashion, the name Vogue is incredibly powerful. It is the most influential and well-known magazine in the fashion world. The glossy publication is available in 19 different languages. In order to produce a journal that emphasized the ceremonial side of life, the American businessman Arthur Baldwin Turner launched Vogue. He launched it as a weekly newspaper with its headquarters in New York in 1892. The journal has always focused on the New York upper class and the affluent, which is still the target market today. For the first 17 years of its existence, Vogue was published weekly, but today Vogue is part of Condé Nast. Condé Nast is a major media conglomerate that also includes publications like Vanity Fair, The New Yorker, GQ, Teen Vogue, and Allure. An American publisher, entrepreneur, and business tycoon who founded Condé Nast bought Vogue in 1909 and rapidly expanded the journal. He made it a bi-weekly publication and he made it a unisex magazine. Later in time, in 1988, Anna Wintour was appointed American Vogue's editor-in-chief. She made a number of adjustments in order to compete with the fashion magazine Elle. She started putting people on the magazine's cover, people who weren't just models or actors. She started to use even politicians. At the time, Hillary Clinton was on one of the cover pages. It began to grow wider interest and spread globally. By introducing Teen Vogue in 2003 and Men's Vogue in 2005, in the United States, she broadened the target population. Although Vogue is still a fashion publication, it is also conscious of the present global situation. An instance was in July 2020 when the British Vogue actually featured NHS employees on the cover page when the epidemic was still in full swing. Vogue has about 24.4 million readers worldwide, 42 million unique monthly internet visitors. Vogue actually continues to enjoy success and is referred to as the high fashion Bible by the New York Times in 2009. The business model. Vogue actually develops, designs, sources and merchandises 100% of its branded products. It actually underpins high gross margins and enables it to stay on trend by being highly responsive to customer demands. Vogue is a quality franchise that represents a long-term opportunity for investors. It helps them get high gross margins and enables rapid speed to the markets, while its data-driven approach provides visibility into its store network that drives its ability to exploit trends over time. British Vogue is a magazine whose success is based on its advertising rather than its sales revenue. It is more commercial than other editions of Vogue. There is so much to emulate from Vogue and its business model in terms of the vertically integrated business model. It actually allows the company to speedily meet the needs of their audience as well as investing in a data-driven approach which tells the centrality of technology in targeting audience, in gaining visibility, and also conduct audience research. It helps them to also spot trends and exploit timely fashion. This model actually gives the magazine an ability to provide timely, relevant content at any given moment, while also getting a return on investment. And this is something that any brand can emulate. This diagram illustrates what vertical integration means. As can be seen from the graph, from April 2019 to March 2020, Vogue magazine in print and online reached 2.7 million people in the United Kingdom, including nearly 2 million women. Vogue is a fashion and lifestyle magazine which covers topics ranging from fashion, beauty and runways, and culture and living. In 2018, the print sales revenue of the magazine amounted to roughly 634 million British pounds. And that same year, in the leasing sector, it accounted for the largest amount of print retail revenue at 138.3 million British pounds. Vogue has a huge global audience. These audiences are known through interviews and surveys carried out by Vogue's audience research team. Approximately 2.7 million individuals in the UK were exposed to Vogue magazine between April 2019 and March 2020, and nearly 2 million were women. Sarah Marshall, head of audience growth at the Condé Nast and a director of Hackers London, told the London community how Vogue interviewed readers from 10 editions to better understand the needs and tailor the content they produce to their readers. The audience research team at Condé Nast surveyed 3,000 loyal readers of Vogue from UK, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, India, Mexico, Taiwan, Japan, and Russia, and also 2,000 people who didn't read Vogue but were interested in fashion. As a result, the audience research team identified 6 readers' needs, which were inspire me, educate me, divert me, update me, make me responsible, and connect me. The findings actually helped the team in mapping the most important needs for each market. Then, to show how the commissioning editors understand their audience, the commissioning editors actually tailor Vogue's content to meet the needs of their audience. After getting these findings, what they actually did was they actually go through every publication and they assess every headline and define which story meets each audience. And then, in trying to provide concrete evidence to the understanding, they made a survey and it was conducted on the same 6 readers, which I earlier mentioned. So the result gave that inspire me and educate me content overperformed, which because it related well to the audiences. Then update me underperformed, meaning it wasn't actually relevant to the audience. The research was used to change Vogue's editorial strategy and also influence the way Vogue sites commission their stories. So for the teams to be promoted, I've actually identified 2, which is inclusive culture and fashion sustainability. On inclusive culture, as a creative industry, the fashion is a natural constituency of diversity and inclusivity and liberal values. For years, diversity has meant more than just using occasional black models on catwalks and magazines cover. Now and over the next few years, we are expecting to see major brands to take giant steps towards creating a truly inclusive culture. Right now, customers and stakeholders are actually looking out, and companies that are not going to put this up will actually fall behind and they would likely be called by investors. Secondly, the fashion industry actually consumes large amount of energy and has a well-documented record of pollution and waste. Fashion accounts for 20 to 35% of microplastics that flows into the oceans, and consumers have actually demanded a cleanup and for the industry to accelerate its engagement. Vogue over the years has effectively used social media to promote their brand in a very inspiring way, especially when it comes to content marketing. Vogue has been using social media and keeping their content alive and meaningful. The wind of digital transformation sweeping across the fashion industry, Vogue keeps up to date with the trends and actually creates the most modern digital form of content. For example, they actually still have celebrity interviews in their magazines and are well detailed. Some of their pieces actually have micro content such as shareable Q&A videos, boosting awareness and enticing audience to buy it. Finally, what we can learn from Vogue is how they harness insights from technologists, trend forecasters, futurists, and inventors in other sectors, and using such information, aligning with new technologies to help the way the products are developed, marketed, and sold. They are future focused. Vogue is constantly exploring the cultural trends and global patterns which will impact the fashion business. Then lastly, despite being a century-old publication, They've evolved in the art of telling stories, and that resonates with the current realities, which is truly reflective of their readers' demand. Thank you.